Okay. Hi, Madhurendra, how are you? No, Madhurendra, you are not audible.
Rajnish?
Yes. Now you are audible.
I'm good now. I'm just in the recovery phase, like as of now, recovering, like so feeling better.
Okay.
And
Feeling better.
just like want to take few minutes. So like basically going to get released from the project now. So planning to take some project inside the Power Automate as an architect or as a developer, whatever
Mm-hmm.
opportunity I will get. So like, could you please help like what kind of topics I can learn? My role updates are approaching in next 10 days, so which I can go through. Like after the session, you can message me. I will not take
Mm-hmm.
a lot of
Okay.
time.
Okay. After the session, I will connect.
Sure,
Madhurendra.
sure, sure.
Hmm.
Rajesh. Thank you, Rajesh.
Okay.
And apart from that, like few of the session I missed due to the bad health. I'm sorry for it. So that did we start the project? Like, did we started the project into the?
No, no, not yet. So we will do it from the next week.
So inside the project, we will cover everything, like the
Yes.
variable movements and everything, like variable movements connecting with the cloud and everything, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Rajnish. Please proceed.
Okay. Yeah, let me start the recording. It's already started, I guess. Okay, let me share my screen. So today, share my screen. So today we'll start with the work queue topic. So work queue, open the Power Automate. So here it will show work queue. So what is basically work queue as a name? So this is a queue where you can create your own work queue, and it is actually useful when you are working with large volume of data and you need to process it, the large volume, or you need to process some of the transaction in a structural manner. Like for example, I am receiving the volume from the email. For example, I am receiving the some PDF on an email, and this should be automated trigger. Nobody should monitor the email. I will create the one automated trigger when an email arrive on my inbox. On particular inbox, you can target. So whenever email will arrive on your system, you have to hold all this transaction in somewhere. So one option, you can hold all this transaction in the SharePoint. You can hold them in a Dataverse or in an Excel file. But there is another functionality as work queue. You can process these transactions and you can hold all of them in a work queue. In work queue, you will handle everything. You will store the content, you will store the input, whatever input you will receive. Then you can create another flow that may be processed by some schedule flow, or maybe someone will manually process it, that can process the transaction from it. So like one flow is holding the transaction and another flow is processing the transaction. So in work queue, you will get many functionality like process, hold, prioritize any transaction, business exception or technical exception. All this will be in your work queue. Or in a case you are receiving a large volume of data and you have a TAT of only 1 hour. In a 1 hour, you have to process the large transactions. So maybe bot, how the normal bot will process, it will process one transaction at what time, then it will one transaction will complete, then it will go to the next transaction, it will complete the next one. So in a work queue, you can assign the work queue on a machine group. So what it will do, machine group can process the like three virtual machine you can assign in a machine group, and three virtual machine will pick the data. So like if you'll assign three virtual machine, that means it will process three transaction in a parallel in one go. Four transaction will complete, next machine will be free, it will pick the next transaction. Likewise, if you will have four machine or you will have two machine, then you can process the large volume of data. How the work you will work. Machine, I will show you the machine also, where you will get the option of machine. So there you can see the machine option also. So there are two options as a machine, and there is an option as a machine group. So you can try on your system. Actually, in my laptop, I have a Windows Home version. So if you have the Windows Pro version, because Power Automate will not support the Windows Home version, it will support only Windows Pro Professional. So just check the Windows version on your machine. You will click on this one, new machine, and it will ask um, for the credential. Install it. So it will ask for to machine runtime, that machine runtime application. So currently it is showing this one to me because I have a window home in my laptop. Otherwise, it will take you the next option, and it will ask for the credential. It will validate your credential. So from your Power Automate desktop also, you should have the login with same credential. It will allow you to log in, and your machine will be registered. So if you want to call any desktop flow from your cloud flow, then you have to first register your machine. After that, only you can uh, call the any desktop flow. Similarly, machine group. So there are some machine groups. In a machine group, like you can register three or four, maximum you can register 10 virtual machine by default. You can register more than that, but it will depend, I think, some extra cost. So you can and these machine will be created by your IT architect guy. He will create the virtual machine for you, and you will create the new machine group. And under new machine group, you can register all those machine, and you will assign those machine to the work queue. So all your machine will directly process the transaction directly from your work queue. So that way you can handle the large transaction using work queues. So try with this option, machine group you will not get, because machine group directly you cannot create. Only your IT guy can create the virtual machine for you, because for that you need a Azure subscription also. But with machine you can try. With the Power Automate desktop, you should be with same credential, and you click on new machine. It will allow you to register yourself. Now in the
Yeah,
work queue,
Rajnish, one question.
yeah,
So when you're saying virtual machines, right? So you need to install this Power Automate desktop on all those virtual machines in order to work, correct?
yes, yes, yes.
Or is there any runtime exe instead of downloading the desktop? Is there any runtime exe that we can download and then it will process?
No, no, you have to install the Power Automate desktop on those system,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can assign the machine. You can assign register all of them under one machine group. Then it will run directly on your machines.
Okay.
And coming to the work queue, there is a work queue option. So work queue, if I'll create a new work queue, I'll click on this one, new work queue. Work queue name, you can define any name. Invoice processor description, you can give work queue key, or Automate will by default will create it for you. SLA, you can define the SLA. Schema type, it will be JSON or it will be XSD based. So for now, I'm keeping it as none. Auto retry on IT exception. So if you want to give a retry on your exception, so this is one of the important question for the interview also. Is there any exception retry option we have in the work queue? So it is a IT exception. I'm keeping it disabled for now. Allow update item input while in processing. So it will, this is the option like one flow is updating the items in my work queue. So and another flow like processing the item. So you want it to be allowed to process at the same time, or you want first to complete, then you will allow. So we will allow it to process because we want in a parallel it should also process the transaction. I'll click on create. This is the work queue. Go on. This is the work queue. It has created to me. It's showing the status active. Currently there is no item in the work queue. So this is showing all this property. From here I can see my items, whatever I will add. And we can use the work queue for the audit purpose also. So like you are working on large transaction and you want to audit everything, what happening to my items, which transactions are processed or which are not. So you can review everything from this one. Now, if I need to add the item in this one, manually, if you want to add, you will get this option new. I can add the item. For now, I'm adding anything like this one, the status. What status you want to queue on hold? Prioritize. If I want to prioritize this input processing nodes, so input is mandate field. I can input anything for now. I'll input same thing. Click on create. So this is the item it has created for me. How it will look like. So similarly, if there are multiple items, it will show the multiple line items for me.
Can I add more fields to an item?
More field, if you want to add more fields, you mean
More
what?
input fields. Like let's say if I want to store name, phone
Hmm.
number, and then
That
email.
that you need to insert in this one here, the input field. So in the input
Mm.
field, you need to add all this information. So I will click on new. So if you, this is the name only for the defining your transaction. So this
Mm.
you can define by any unique parameter.
Let's say
And
I have a new
hmm,
row of item. It has name, phone number, and email.
hmm,
So
hmm.
how does that row shows here?
Row will not show. You need to enter all this information in this one input field. In this one, you
Okay.
will enter.
So let's
And
say how do you add multiple fields here in the same input field with comma
similarly,
separate?
yeah, comma separated. Like I want to name, I can insert in this way. Use this way. I'll create.
So okay, this is how you have to enter the.
Hmm. So, we will see how we can enter directly from the flow, directly from the how we can enter. So this way we can enter directly. I'll find anything.
So Rajni, it's like data type would be all data type would be uh, already defined. Like there would be no requirement to define the data types.
No, no, there is no such kind of a defining the data type. We are defining the input field directly in this way, and we can pick this input directly to our flow. So this is a kind of a data, uh, a kind of a schema for us, and we will fetch the detail from this one. So you will input something, so it will be a standard format that you will enter, and when you will handle this input in your flow or in your bot, so you know, okay, I have this standard, I will have name, I will have phone number and address. These three field I have.
So
You will pull the value of these fields.
mm, let me ask one thing, like if we go through with the automation anywhere with the Power Automate or the UI part, so what we are doing,
Hmm.
we are passing it through the one of the dispatcher system.
Hmm.
Our dispatcher system inserts the data into the queue, like the
Hmm.
bulk data, multiple
Hmm.
thousands of rows in one go, and
Hmm.
like defining the structure of the work queue. Then we are adding the work item through the dispatcher, and whenever it's running, it is automatically allocating one transaction to one bot runner, whatever would
Hmm.
be attached to them. So same thing would also be happen. Like we can pass the data through the, we can directly insert it. We can pass it through the Excel, CSV, or even the
Yes.
database as well. So
Yes.
also
Yes.
do the same thing with it. Okay.
What is your last sentence,
The
Badrul?
database through database directly, like we are firing some kind of select query from the database, and like we are
Mm-hmm.
inserting into the queue, and then it's
Mm-hmm.
processing the data like that.
Hmm. Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah. So this one and how you can find the data. Let me show you how you can create the multiple field also. That thing also I will show you.
Hmm. So, if you have some time, can you do something like create an Excel file with multiple columns, just like 3 rows,
Hmm.
and try to
No,
add
no,
those
yeah,
all?
yeah. That example I will show you. I will show you.
Okay, okay.
So I'm taking the example of this file. This is the data with multiple few columns, and I want to insert the column like invoice number. I will insert country. I will insert amount, and similarly, you can insert more fields if you want to insert. So what I need to, my condition is I need to insert the field. I will open the Power Automate desktop.
So each row will be in each queue item, correct?
Yes, each row will be an item.
Which contains all these column values.
Yes. In this one, in Power Automate desktop, will come to this section, work queue. You can see this icon. This is means this is a premium feature. So in this one, you will see multiple actions we have. Process work queue item, update work queue item, add work queue items, add multiple work queue items. So first, our requirement is to add the work items into the work queue. I will drag this option. Okay, so first I need to read the data from the Excel. So first I will open and I will directly use this attached to running Excel for data. Read from Excel worksheet. I am reading this one, all available values from the sheet. Now I need to add the data. So also I will apply the loop for each in Excel data. So this is my simple loop on all the data. Now I want to add the items into the work queue. I will drag this function add work queue item. From the drop down, it will show me all the queues. So currently I have only one queue. It will show me this queue. Invoice processing. What is the status you want? Queue on hold. Priorities, the name and the input. Now what is the name I need? The same name that we have taken in this one in the Cloudflow. So same name should be the unique one so that I can get to know, okay, this field belongs to that particular transaction. So name can be my invoice number.
Name is kind of a unique value, you mean?
Unique value, yes. You can do it by on your way or you can take from the data directly. So in a bracket, I can write the column field name or I can write the column reference. one.
Okay, something like date timestamp if we want, right?
Date and stamp also you can do, or you can do the combination of multiple fields. So that should be unique. You can, because in the items you will only get the name option. Input directly
Yeah,
you
yeah,
cannot
got it.
read. So
Kind
in,
of a reference thing.
you should have something so that you can identify this transaction belongs to this one. After that, in the input field, and this is the input field, same input field that we are entering here, like this one input field where we are
Okay.
entering this one. This. So here I will take the multiple fields, and because uh, this input field, we need to take best practice to input all these things in a JSON form so that
Mm-hmm.
we can handle it. So in this one, I'll take invoice number. So JSON, I will write the JSON, curly bracket open, curly bracket close, and inverted comma, I will write invoice number in double quotes, single quotes. Then I will take my variable, which is current item one. That means is a invoice number. And in this one, we need to take this one also in these double quotes. And
Okay. So
then
the
comma,
number should be the spelling, there is a spelling mistake there.
yes.
Invoice number.
Then next item, if I want to take country, I will copy same thing, COUNTRY, country, and country is 1, 2,
Either you can give it as 1, 2 index or you can just mention the
header name.
header name, right? Okay.
Yes. Then I want to take the amount.
And like if we will not create any kind of like structure into the work queue, and like once you will pass the data in this format, like the header name and their value, the header name and their value, so it will
Mhm.
also create it by itself.
Yeah, yeah, it will also create that one also. I'm taking this one in a JSON form only in that way because most of the flow it will accept the JSON form. If in Power Automate or in Cloud Flow or anything, so if your data will have in JSON form, it is easily to recognize your data. Otherwise, it will be you need to, so you have the function to convert JSON to custom object in the Power Automate. So if you create by default, you will like in hard coded value invoice number in this one, country in this one. Then you have to apply some of the text manipulation action. Like you have your whole string, it will consider whole thing as a text. Then you have to apply some kind of a string manipulation, like pull the nine length from where I have the invoice number, pull the next nine character of nine length. I have a country, search the country in this text box, then pull the next five characters from the country. So something like to that, you have to apply some text manipulation action. And if you apply the JSON action, you will directly don't need to apply anything. JSON, from JSON, it will identify, okay, this is my invoice number, this is my country, this is my amount. Directly you can do that. I will show you this one, Madhurendra.
Okay. Okay.
So this is amount, and next I'm taking agency.
In the first line, you entered a wrong spelling.
Yeah.
It's invoice number.
I'll write agency and I'll take as a 4 invoice number. So in a JSON, I need to remove this comma from the last line item. Whenever you are creating this JSON, all the previous items should have comma separated, and last one
Okay.
shouldn't know, so that I get to know, okay, this expired, delay, until process. These are all optional field. You can add edit for your requirement, or you can keep it as a blank.
Then there
I
is a
will,
has unique ID as well, right?
yes, yes,
So let's say if there is any with the same value, then it won't.
yes.
Correct? Okay.
I will remove this item so that what I have it does. one is adding the item invoice number. Oh, so it is taking the first one as a header. I forgot to remove that one. So this is the
Okay.
item it is adding. So if I'll go to any inside it, see input detail. So I can see the input detail, and this is the same JSON format I am selecting, adding this. Now if
Okay.
I need to process this one, so invoice processing. Actually, to handle this one where it is taking the header,
Maybe in Excel you have to give it, right?
hmm,
And
yes,
reading, add head or something.
yes, that's actually in the. You can
Or
add the
read.
if condition, or we have the option here. First line of range content, column names.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll remove that particular field.
And what are the status in queue? So first status will be queued, right? That's the default status once you upload. So what
You
are the other status you have?
okay? I'll show change queue item status.
Okay, so these are all the status.
Hmm.
Queued, processing.
Processing, on hold, generic exception, IT exception, business exception. So these all fields certain would go still may not be selected. They don't allow transition path. So all this transaction we can put
Okay.
1 minute. It is showing disabled for the exception part. Let me check. I'll click on edit option. Change queue status. Not sure why they are showing as disabled. We'll see. I think this option will show enable for us also.
Maybe once the queue starts, then it
Hmm.
will,
Yes, yes.
everything will be enabled. Because right now we are
Yes.
not doing anything with
Hmm.
the queue. That's why it's showing us only three
Yeah.
options.
Yeah. So this is on the adding the items into the work queue. Now, if I want to process the transaction, I'm adding a subflow directly from here. So I need to process the data. I will use this option, process work queue items, to process the transaction.
Okay.
Selecting the work queue, invoice processing. Now my all the work queue item will be stored in this one work queue item. Now, because first I will run this one first. Let me display the message box first. Message box.
So the
Or I
output,
will,
the process work queue items is the list of work queue items, right?
yes. I'm running it blank just to
Okay.
see. So it is processing like it can be 1, 2, 3, 4. But because it is blank, it's not showing anything. Stop the recording and we'll see the status here. I will refresh. It's under processing. All are coming under processing because without doing anything, we have start the work queue, and I'll check the work queue that change queue item option also.
Yeah, now you have.
Now it's enabled. So to process all these items, first of all, this is work queue item. What we have inside work queue item. So the work queue item, we have all these things. Item value. So I need to have this detail value. I need this detail value because these are my inputs.
Mm.
I will use this option. There is an option as convert JSON to custom object. And in this one, I will take the work queue item dot value. So this will convert the JSON to a custom object.
Okay.
And now I have JSON as a custom object. Similar way, I will take this one, like in a bracket, I will take the header name of my JSON. So for example, I will display the message box. Message box. Message box I will display directly, like JSON as a custom object. I'll take bracket. Is my Where is my work queue? This is my work queue. I'll take one. This is my invoice number. So I'll take I'll
There's spelling mistake there.
okay spelling number. I'll take one. I'll check for this one only for now.
Okay.
And we'll add it toggle also. So I don't want to process all the transaction. Yeah, I need to set it will allow me to change the queue or not because it is under processing.
Mm-hmm.
Till well, in queue it will not allow me to again change it to the queue. Let me delete it and add it again. So, but that's
Okay. And how do you change the status? Like once the item is done,
hmm.
do you have any proper activity to change the status?
So once from process to if it is processed, you are saying.
Yes, after processed, what is the next status? Like, is it done? Like,
I mean, if it is processed, it is done. If it is still in processing, means it is processing. But once it's processed, means it's done. Well, I mean, it depend on your how you are creating your flow. Like you are adding some of the condition. If my transaction is processed until this part, then my
okay.
transaction should be processing. If it is achieve the task number 7, step 7, then it should be processed. If there is any exception, then change the status to general exception or IT business
Yeah,
exception.
how do I customize it? Do you have any activities like change the status, something like
Yeah,
that?
I will show you that one, how we can change the
Okay.
status directly from the that I will show. First time adding.
So this add queue item, does it generally take this much of time?
Mhm. So yeah, it will take this. I will show you another functionality where you can add the multiple item in one row.
Multiple items, yeah.
So we have that functionality also. First we simple C add and process option. So I will take only
Okay.
one transaction because it will take everything into the process. Because I'm not sure it will allow this single column or not. That I want to check.
Okay.
It is fine. So it is showing me the invoice number and country. So this is
Mm.
Madhurendra. This is the use of JSON action. So we'll take a simple text. You need to apply some of the text manipulation. And in the JSON, you can directly define the header and you will get your input. What input you have defined in the. So I'll stop this one. And I think status also will show as a processing for one of the transaction. So this one is showing under processing. So now we need to change the status basis on any condition. So for example, I will take simple. First, I'll take the data. This is my data, and I want to apply some of the condition. For example, I need to take the condition if my amount, or I'll take the condition basis on the agency. If my agency is FHUS, then it will show processing. If it is MMCUS, then it will show as a business exception, something like that.
Mhm.
Under condition, if current item agency equals to HUS, then in our queue we have action as update work queue item. Work queue item. Here you will see all the option: processing, general IT, whatever you want to define. So for this one, I'll assign process. Input of update work queue item. You want to update any input, so like I'll update as an input.
Like any text, something like that.
Yes. Okay, I'm done. I'll click on save. And if my agency is equal to MMCS and KTS, we have two work queue. I'll save my current item. Agency is equal to MMCUS. Then it should go the item as a business exception.
What is this input and processing nodes? What is the difference between that?
Input directly, I believe, let me pull that. Scope. I think input will show directly in this field, and processing node, there is a field inside. I'll check. In, uh, there is a field as input, and below to this, there is a one processing node field. I'll check
Oh,
this. So this one, I will add something else. We'll check this one. And I'll take one more field. This one I will do. I'll run this one. Message box. Current doesn't have a property. Agency is a spelling. AGENCY. AGENCY. Acha, take a current item. It's not a current item. It will be JSON.
okay, yeah, JSON object.
JSON as object. Because current item is the loop that we are running in the main flow. it will not be current item, it will be JSON as object, and then it will have agents. Technical queue. It is updating the status. So these two are the transaction wise which we have processed by previous one. So these two need to handle manually. So in this one, I'll see the click on this one. So this is the
In the
process.
process. Yeah.
So Rajni is like in the real time scenario, like once you are processing the bulk data, right?
Mhm.
So like some of the work item got exception, like
Mhm.
medical business or whatever it is. So like we can directly initiate it through the cloud flow, whatever is there by seeing the
Mm.
status as in control room administrator.
Uh, where it is showing as an exception, you are saying, huh?
Like it is showing the status as a general exception, business exception.
Uh-huh.
Like
Uh-huh.
like suppose like it is coming as an exception, and I want to again execute these transactions.
Mhm.
How can I do that?
So in that case, you need to add them again because for
Like
the
what
IT.
usually happens in the other, like if we talk about the automation anyway, and I'm just giving an example, huh?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
usually when we got an exception, so what we can, like what the administrator can do, he can choose it based on the status, and then it's changing the status to the new or
Mhm.
reprocess it. So it's
Maybe retry
to the
items.
new and like
Retry.
automatically
Mhm.
get initiated.
Mhm. Let me check if we have the, because it will process directly the our queue item. Let me see that option. Auto queue, override or queue item. If not, filter rows.
That's the auto retry functionality, right? So when
Auto
Auto
retry.
retry. Yes, auto retry.
so
Uh,
during the queue creation, I think you should have some option that
it's only for IT exception. If we are getting any IT exception.
Like sometimes it's for auto retry, and like after everything has been processed, so
Hmm.
you can
Let
also
me check.
do the same thing. You can
Okay,
change
from
the
here
status.
we have this option.
Mhm.
So I believe in this case it will be manually reset to queue. Let me see if we have any option here. If I will process it again, let me check what it will do. We will
And
run
it
it.
will act into the same way whenever we will insert the data into our flow, from our
Mhm.
flow to the cloud flow, and like
Mhm.
then the original machine would be automatically activated whenever the data would come into the queue. Will come into the queue.
No. Moderator, can you come again? Your voice is
So,
slightly.
like I created some kind of program which will run in every 15 minutes or 30 minutes
Hmm. Hmm.
on the
Hmm.
transaction volume. Like suppose end users are submitting the request in some
Hmm.
applications in infrequent manner. It is
Ah.
open for everyone, and
Hmm.
they are submitting some kind of transaction. I wrote a program
Hmm.
that will read the transaction and will insert into the queue in every
Hmm.
15 minutes.
Hmm.
So whenever my program would be activated on a scheduled time, it will insert the data into the queue. So we have to initiate the machines which is associated to your work queue manually, or like it would be automatically?
No,
Uh,
it depend on your Madhurendra, and depend on your project. Like if you want to do it manually, like you have dependent on any input. There is some report that needs to become, that is your input. Based on that, you can run. Then you can handle it manually. If you
mhm.
want to run that on any automated event, then you can schedule the automated event on another flow, or you can create the schedule flow where your schedule, like you're adding the work queue flow will running in every 15 minutes, and you can schedule the one another flow that can run on hourly basis, like on 1 hour. On every 50 minutes it is adding the item in the work queue. On you can schedule the another flow which will run in each hour, and it will run the all the work queue item what I have in my queue.
But it will not run automatically whenever the data would be inserted into the queue. Is there any
Okay,
way?
okay, you are saying whenever item is
It's
adding
simple
in.
kind of dispatcher and performer concept. Dispatcher would insert and performer will
That also,
automatically invoke.
yes, that also you can do if you want to uh, run this on a real time basis event. Whenever item is adding into work queue, you want to process it then and there.
Yes, yes, yes. True.
That also you can do. There is a one event as a add item in a work queue in a cloud flow. So you can add that function whenever that will occur. It will invoke the that flow and it will process the transaction. So that can also we can
Okay.
configure.
Okay.
But in that one, what do you need to do? The event you need to configure from the cloud flow, and from the cloud flow, you will process the desktop flow. And for desktop flow, you need to register your machine, and then you will call the desktop flow, and desktop flow will process the transaction. Because
Okay.
you might need to perform some of the uh, uh, conditions also. You need to maybe uh, do some web scraping, some of the navigation you need to perform.
Okay.
So in that way, you can do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Uh, Let me show you some other options. So this is process work queue. So process work queue, this is the one. Update work queue that we also seen. Add work queue item, that also we have seen. Then there is option as update. What is the update work queue item? Process not specific work queue item. Okay. Add multi, because these are two new functions that Microsoft has recently added that I need to say. No, these two. So add multiple work queue items. If I want to, here what we are doing, we are applying the loop in the range, and we are applying adding the data one by one. I need to add the multiple work queue items in one go. If I drag this option, so in this option you will see as the input we have only two things. One is my work queue, and second option work queue item data. It will accept only single row. So single row, how in a single row I need to define my data in a way so that it can accept. So for example, adding the work queue, you will see what all input we have. We have a work queue name, status, priority, name, input, expire, delay, until. So all this data it will accept. So I need to also configure my data in that way. So now just sheet 2, I have configured this one. Like this is my name, this is the input, expire, processing node, priority. This is the normal priority for 200. Unique reference, status, delay, until. So this is basically the format that it will accept. Now if I'll run this one, here I have 13 transaction. It will run this one in one go rather than applying any. I'll show this one. Uh, mm, First I read the data. Read from X. Yeah, West. Mm, Protective action. Data 2. Then directly I'll apply this option. Add multiple work queue item processing, Excel data 2. All this one. For instance, must be Excel instance, test one. And take a little pause here, but it will add the data here in this one. You can see all the data it has added in one go. So this is the function, but you need to take care of this format. Your format should be in this way, and you can add the multiple items in one go.
Sorry, I missed that. Can you repeat that? The
So,
regarding the format?
so your format should be in this way, then only it will accept your data. So this is the same format that you are getting in the add work queue item. No? This one, add work queue item name. You can see
Okay.
name, then it has input, then expire. So same way we have created this one. So in this way, if you'll arrange your data and you can add it in your work queue.
But what if we have more values? Let's say you have 20 different rows.
So you need to add in this one input. That now you have a multiple field, like you have invoice number, you have customer name, client name, project ID, project
Yeah.
number. You have to define this in this one input. So this is the input. This is the same field that we are adding here now. This input field.
Mm.
This is the same field. So you need to define it here.
Just like you put comma and then add more values, right?
Yes, yes. The same way you need to define.
Oh, okay. So you can't just give a data table and then simply ask the Power
No,
Automate to upload.
you need to tweak your data table a little bit in this way. Then only
Oh,
you'll be able to add.
it's not recommended, right? In that case,
Hmm.
because yeah, even if you make a single mistake, then it's gonna fail.
Yes, so you need to define your like before adding it. If you're taking it from directly from Excel, you can create some VB script that will convert your data in this format, and from that format
Okay,
you can
then
add
there
this.
needs to be an extra step that,
Hmm.
let's
Hmm.
say, because it's not always the data comes in 2 or 3 rows, it's always like
Hmm.
10, 20, 20, 10, 20 columns, right?
Hmm.
So you need to first work on Excel, make that
Hmm.
all adjustments, and then you come
Hmm.
here and then upload to the queue, just to
Yes.
add all at once.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so in your workplace, is it recommended? Like, are you guys using this, or you basically go with add queue items?
So one of the project I have used this work queue. So in that one, we are adding one by one only. We are not adding multiple items. We are adding more because we doesn't have more volume. We have very less volume. So that's why we are taking that approach only.
No, one by one is fine. Like add work queue item is fine.
Hmm.
Uh, because you can add only specific columns to your
Hmm.
queue. You don't
Hmm.
need to add all. But when you're adding multiple work queue items, you're saying that I need to first modify my Excel
Excel, yes.
and then come here and then
Hmm.
need to add multiple work items and then give that
Hmm.
particular, that's it, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that's more work. If you want to add multiple work queue items.
But that will avoid the loop, Pramod. So in this way, it will apply the loop on all the transaction. So if you have 1,000 of transaction, it will apply the loop 1,000 times. And in that way, it will insert all the data in one go. So if you will compare the time duration, that step will take less time. And here,
Yeah, yeah.
this will take more time. So if your project is related to the time duration, then you will add more step, but it will be only one time activity. And but your flow will take less time as comparison to that one.
Yeah.
Adding the code only one time activity, but that will be more efficient. But you need to handle baby script. You need to handle this format of your
Yeah,
file.
you
Everything
need
is
to have
working
that
fine.
piece
Yes,
around. Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's kind of challenging when you
Hmm.
have 20, 30 columns and then 1,000,
Hmm.
2,000. Then you need to
Yes,
work on that Excel first, make all those
hmm.
adjustments, and then give that Excel to the add
Yes,
multiple items.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. Then next, I will show you this one. Get work queue items, requeue item with delay. I have not used. I think this one is. I have not used this one. I think it will be something related to the expire when your item will get expire. I have not used
Okay.
this one. Update work queue item processing. Get a work queue item by filter. This one is important. So you have multiple items in your work queue, and
Mm.
you want to process some specific field. Like you are getting a data from multiple countries, but your priority is for that one particular um, geographical location or some client. This is more priorities for you. So you can use this
Okay.
one, get work item by filter. So it will filter out all these clients, all these transactions for you, and you can process
Mhm.
those transactions first. Because in every process, there may be some priority that you need to process. So I can
Yeah, understood. Understood.
sub process three, get work queue item by filter will be noise processing and filter row. You need to write some kind of a XML expression. I will show you this one. I'll directly take this one. Filter type, contribution, name, pattern begin with FHUS. So it will take directly
That
the
starts with FHS.
FHUS. So it's a begin with FHUS. So similarly, you can search for multiple operators, contain or end with or any operator, and it will give me only those operators. And you can write more complex XML expression also. So I'll save it. I'll see what it will return me. Work items.
Maybe the count.
So here it will show me if these are the work item, it will show me, and I'll select any one. It will belong to FHUS only. I'll check this
Okay.
one. This is the FHUS.
Okay.
So all these, basis on my filter, it is giving me the all the items. Those belongs to FHUS. So how we can
Okay.
use the filter action if you want to process any particular transactions. To do this, we need to use this kind of a script, XML script. So this is work queue, guys. How you can work with the work queue.
Okay. What is the difference between that update work queue item and then update work queue item processing?
1 minute. This one, that update work queue item processing note. Let me see. It is showing
I
item
think it will
process.
update
It will
only
update
processing.
processing note only. It will not
Okay.
update the status. It will update the processing note. If I want to update the processing note, because
Okay.
this option is
Maybe
not there earlier, but now they have added this option.
I
In
think
this one,
during the process, when you want to
here
updating the
we can
processing
change
notes,
the state. Here we can change the status as well. But in this
hmm.
one, it will update the processing nodes only.
Yeah, I understood.
Hmm.
So during your entire process, let's say you want to know at which stage the item is at. So maybe you can add this update work queue item processing notes and then add
Yes.
those notes there. Okay, the currently we are at this particular stage and then we are going to the next stage, something like that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, any other question, guys? Madhurendra?
No, nothing from end.
Okay, then. Okay, let's conclude today. Tomorrow I will show you the steps on the deployment, how we can deploy the project. So we have learned most of the topic here, but deployment is one of the most important topic, how we can deploy the project in the Power Automate. That I'll show you.
Mm. So you mean to say you can create the environments,
Hmm. Hmm.
development, testing, and then production. How do you move from one
Yes.
to another
Yes.
place and then on the deploy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I will develop it in one environment, then we will deploy. It will go to first QA phase. Will pass the
Mm-hmm.
QA phase, then it will go to the production stage.
Okay. And then how do you handle the environment variables going
Yes.
from
Hmm.
one
Yes.
location to,
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay then. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.
Rajneesh,
Thank you. Thank you.
Tomorrow we can connect or is it next week again? Or
No, no, tomorrow only. Tomorrow
tomorrow?
only.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.